If you haven't heard of the Wheel of Power and you're an AcceleRacers fan, what are you doing with your life? You may as well not exist to me. The Wheel of Power is the pathway to many abilities, some consider to be unnatural. These are mainly providing unlimited power, as seen in the World Race, or opening portals to different dimensions, as seen in AcceleRacers. However, there was another Wheel of Power. A fake Wheel of Power. A fake Wheel of Power that turned out to be nothing but a decoy, disintegrating when going through the portal back to Earth. But if that was so, then what was the point of it? To understand the point of the decoy Wheel of Power, we need to understand the purpose of the original Wheel of Power. The Wheel of Power opens the racing realms in which you get AcceleRacers. AcceleRacers that, once most of them are combined together, open the ultimate race, and if you finish the ultimate race using raw skill, you get to meet the Accelerants and potentially race them. It can therefore be interpreted that the Wheel of Power is the means to meet the Accelerants and to test your driving skills. Now let's talk about the Accelerants' potential philosophy. As we all know, the Accelerants are basically the gods of racing, creating everything we see in the AcceleRacers universe. And so it's important to note something, that the point of racing is to strive to win. And what does winning do? Why do people want to win? Well, people want to win to prove that they're the best or to win a prize for winning. A prize is given for you for becoming first after completing the race. Which makes sense as to why meeting the Accelerants is at the end of the ultimate race. Galoran wanted to be first for the prize, while Vert proved he was the best for that prize. It also makes sense as to why the AcceleRacers are given at the end of the racing realm. Beating the realm first usually means you have mastered the specific skill needed first. Not to mention that the Wheel of Power, the original Wheel of Power, is at the end of Highway 35. It's the reward for completing all the legs of the world race. Maybe their philosophy is that if you've earned something, you have mastered something. Maybe the Accelerants knew that the drivers were racing for the Wheel of Power due to the inscription being the only link to opening the portal to the Wheel of Power. With this in mind, now let's talk about the decoy. If we look at the second leg of the world race, there is a test for taking a shortcut. It would be part of the Accelerant philosophy of whether taking a shortcut is worth it or not. Which could be a similar reason for the Accelerants making the decoy. Maybe it's a test to see if stopping for a reward is worth losing the race. Stopping makes you lose the time that you gained, and you would be assumably the first to stop for the decoy, since you're first. Since the Accelerants' philosophy is to basically be rewarded at the finish for your efforts, the decoy Wheel of Power was a test for that understanding. We can clearly see that Kurt and Kadeem got so caught up in the Wheel of Power that they forgot something. And that's logic. It doesn't make sense as to why it was in the middle of the track, which could be why Taro and Banji don't go after it, because going after the wheel, in their instance, would reduce the progress that they made in the race, and finishing the race first meant you became the best driver in the world. Because drivers should focus on racing and not the Wheel of Power, which they know is in the realm. It doesn't make sense as to why the Wheel of Power is making you stop for it. You are racing for the Wheel of Power. And if we look closely in the world race, we have our answer as to why Banji and Taro didn't stop for it.
This ancient inscription describes a Wheel of Power that will be found at the end of Highway 35.
And basically proving this video from Tesla himself. He specifically states that the Wheel of Power would be at the end of Highway 35 and not in the middle of it. And now we know why Banji and Taro didn't go after it. The Wheel of Power, the fake Wheel of Power, was a test of racing, to to see if you would become first, or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Anyway, thanks for watching.